The New York Yankees could be going all in at the trade deadline, and we have to talk about it. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video, as we always do. But very quickly, guys, make sure you're subscribed to Yankees Digest. Only 6.6% of viewers are subscribed. We can get that up, and if you do so, it'll make my day. So make sure to do that, guys. That's not the greatest incentive ever, but still do it. But let's jump into baseball, guys. The New York Yankees, they could be going all in at the trade deadline, as it has been discussed a lot recently. We know the Yankees need help with, well, infielding, outfielding, starting pitching, really, all of baseball. The Yankees need help with every single part of the sport from beginning to end. Everyone's terrible. Everyone sucks outside of two of the greatest players of the modern era. All right, well, that's an exaggeration. But the Yankees obviously have struggled a lot mightily, considering their offense consists of Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, and Ben Rice. Now, luckily, Juan Soto and Aaron Judge are two of the best offensive players in baseball, and Ben Rice is one of the best offensive rookies and looks like he's going to be a cornerstone of the Yankees for the next 10 to 15 years. Now, that's all great. We all love that. But still, they obviously need to do more. Juan Soto will be a free agent this year. He very well might walk with the way the Yankees have been flat out awful over the past few months now. This entire summer has been terrible after the Yankees were the first team to hit 50 wins. So obviously they have to make some changes. I've basically, every single time I've gotten on a video, I've just ranted about how the Yankees have been terrible ever since starting well. But that's the problem, is they have been. There's no sign that Cashman is really going to, speak out on this outside of saying, yeah, we need to make changes. Go out and do it. Remember last trade deadline when the Yankees made one move? They made one. It didn't do anything for them. So they obviously cannot have a repeat of last year's trade deadline. And let's take a look at just what's being reported. Because according to Anthony Castrovince, the Yankees had the best record from the majors. We know that. And they have too much riding on their 1 year of Juan Soto to let the trade deadline pass quietly, like what happened last season, obviously. And now if you also look, this continues because Castrovince also mentions that they'll be active in searching for upgrades on a lineup dependent on Soto and Judge and lately Ben Rice, a bullpen that needs amplification, and a rotation that's run into some roadblocks, most notably the inconsistency of Marcus Stroman and then also just the question mark that is Carlos Rodon at this point, which is such a bummer that he's really a question mark now. But there's just obviously a lot riding on this season. They're going to have to go out there and make some moves. I know that the whole world, every single fan of every single MLB team wants their team to go out there and acquire Tarek Skubal. I highly doubt the Yankees are actually going to go out and do something like that because eventually you're going to have to pay him, and I feel like they're just going to be less focused on starting pitching in comparison to maybe making a move for offense. I know the starting pitching's been weird, but at the end of the day, Nestor's pitching an under 4 ERA, which has been fine, especially with Nestor, who's been kind of up and down over these last few years. I guarantee Garrett Cole is going to get it together. I'm not worried about him at all. Carlos Rodon should be able to get it together. I don't understand why he's playing so badly. Marcus Stroman, you literally never know. And then also, one day, Clark Schmidt will return to baseball, and he was pitching phenomenally. Had, I believe, a 2.61 ERA or something like that before he went down with the injury. So hopefully, when Schmidt comes back, he can be an awesome pitcher like he was being. And then, obviously, Luis Gil, maybe giving him some more rest could help him get back into that early season form. I feel like they'll rely on that, and then you'll go and you'll look at the offense and realize there's no hope of them improving on themselves, and you're going to have to go out there and do something. Now, someone highlighted in that article was Luis Rengifo, or Rengifo. If I'm botching his name, I'm sorry, Luis, because, he's obviously watching this video right now. But he is someone who the Yankees should totally go for. When you look at Luis Rengifo, he's hit 6 home runs, but he gives you leadoff batting, good on-base percentage, excellent OPS plus, above 100 easily. There's a lot going for him, solid slugging percentage. He's someone you can just be like, okay, well, that solves our second and or third base problem. At the same time, it also gives you a lot of room for more hitting. It's just one of those moves that I see the Yankees have to make. I think they're honestly going to trade for him too. If there's one person that I fully believe they're going to make a move for, I would say it definitely is Luis. I would love for them to do this move. Obviously a great player. He would really fit what the Yankees need in every sense of the word because it improves their infielding. It improves their hitting. It just makes them overall a better team. Now, is he the end-all, be-all? No. But there isn't one end-all, be-all move for this Yankees team like there looked like if you had to take a guess when they were 50-22 going into June. You're like, okay, maybe at the deadline there will be one move that has to put them over the top, and then they'll be ready to be be really the number one team contending for the World Series. Like, it's them and then other teams. Like Yankees, the rest of the league. Now it's the rest of the league, Yankees. The Yankees, in theory, still are a World Series contender. And by in theory, I mean they have the greatest offensive power since Barry Bonds. That's how good Aaron Judge is. And with Juan Soto being one of the best hitters in baseball, with Ben Rice being solid, it's not like they're completely done and out of it, obviously. I mean, look at their record. They're still a very solid team. They're just struggling right now. They need some new blood into this team. It'll help revamp them. Obviously, getting Giancarlo Stanton back will help. He was actually playing very well. He got it together nicely before he got hurt. It's this never-ending cycle. Stanton starts playing well. He gets injured. He comes back. He's rusty. He says, I got to play better. He starts to play better. He plays really well. For a minute, looks like MVP Stanton from nearly 10 years ago now, which is insane. Time is flying. But also, then he gets hurt again, and it's just this repeated cycle. Now, we need Stanton for the playoffs more than anything. The man is a phenomenal playoff performer. I mean, we literally watched him carry the Yankees through a playoff series once. I don't even know how that's possible in baseball, but somehow Stanton made it work. The man is an excellent playoff performer. He's clutch. He gives you what you need at a four-hole slot, a slot where I genuinely think Aaron Boone is just like playing a practical joke on fans. Like, hey guys, watch this. I'm going to put Alex Verdugo at the 4-hole and watch his Yankee fans actually just pass out or something in anger. Like, I'm going to have like a brain aneurysm or something watching what the hell they're doing at the 4 spot. And I apologize. That was a little violent for Yankees Digest. But it's how angry this team makes me is on top of the problems, Aaron Boone sucks at his job. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you see me on Knicks Digest, I'm a little more careful with my words. But the thing is, Yankee fans, you don't want me to be careful at all with what I say. You want the truth. You want me to keep it 100. And I know Knicks fans do too. But the Knicks have been a good organization over the last few years. And the Yankees have Aaron Boone as their manager. Something that was disgraceful a few years ago. Something that should have never happened. Someone that should have been fired directly after they lost to Cleveland a few years back in the playoffs. Someone that should have been fired before that. Someone who should have been fired after the pandemic season. Someone who should have been fired after the Yankees season last year. Someone who should have been fired the day after he got hired because he's a dunce. And I've had to get that rant out for a while, so it felt really good. That was so cathartic. But the Yankees need to go out there, and they need to get contact hitting. Rengifo does that. He does that for your team 100%. It would help the Yankees out so much if they were just able to do that. But they're going to need to make more moves on top of that also. Now, something else that ESPN has mentioned is that it takes giving up talent to acquire talent, obviously. And according to league sources that tell us ESPN, the Yankees are willing to trade Spencer Jones in the right deal. They're not going to move Jason Dominguez, it seems like. I think that's the right move. But also, don't move Spencer Jones. You have other pieces. Like, there's other ways to get talent than moving Spencer Jones. I feel like everyone's in this kind of bubble where it's like, we need some superstar. No, we don't. The Yankees do not need some massively talented player. They need 2 or 3 good enough baseball players, and the team's going to be fine. That's all it takes, and they can absolutely do that. So, guys, let me know what you think down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Let me know when you think Aaron Boone should have been fired. Have a great day, guys, and go Yankees. And Aaron Boone, if you're watching this, quit your job.